Welcome back. We are so thrilled to have you joining us for another deep dive today.
Yeah, really excited for this one.
We are looking at something you have almost certainly had sitting on a shelf at some point in your life.
Oh, absolutely.
Probably collecting dust in a childhood bedroom or maybe in a forgotten corner of an office somewhere.
Like a basic plastic soccer trophy.
Exactly. But our mission for today's deep dive is to explore the truly fascinating and, frankly, billion-dollar world of trophies and award trends in the year 2026.
It's a much bigger topic than people realize.
It really is. We've gathered a massive stack of sources for you today. We're pulling from global market research reports, corporate press releases, a bunch of tech articles, and specialized company blogs.
Which is necessary to see the whole picture.
Right, because the goal is to uncover exactly how that dusty, generic metal cup, or the standard plastic figure on the faux marble base, has transformed into a highly personalized, tech-enabled piece of art.
And it is a profound transformation, really.
Oh.
Because what we are really looking at here, beneath all the new materials and the embedded technology that we'll get into, is a massive shift in human psychology.
I totally agree.
We are observing how organizations and individuals are fundamentally redefining the way they commemorate achievement.
Right, because the world has changed so much.
Exactly. In an increasingly digital and often disconnected world, people are actively searching for tangible ways to build genuine, lasting, emotional connections.
Tangible being the key word there.
Yes, the modern trophy has essentially been drafted to serve as a physical anchor for that emotion.
Okay, let's unpack this, because the shift away from those generic, off-the-shelf stock trophies is happening at breakneck speed, according to our sources.
It's not a slow transition at all.
Not at all. Looking at the data for 2026, recognition programs have evolved into full-blown brand experiences.
Yes, they have.
Organizations are just demanding custom-designed awards that are built entirely around their unique visual identity.
Yeah.
The era of handing out a generic star-shaped paperweight seems completely over.
The sources from major manufacturers, places like ADCO Awards and Crown Awards, paint a very clear picture of this new aesthetic.
Yeah, I was looking at their catalogs.
The level of customization they are delivering now is staggering. They are producing logo-shaped acrylic awards, intricate layered designs, and utilizing materials like canine optical crystal.
I saw a lot about that canine crystal.
It's everywhere now, and the entire visual language of recognition has shifted toward minimalist, modern, and architectural designs.
So no more chunky wooden plaques.
Exactly. You see a heavy emphasis on clean lines, the deliberate use of negative space, and finishes like matte black paired with rose gold.
It sounds like jewelry.
It does. It looks less like something from a sports banquet and more like a sculptural piece of high-end modern art.
Now, I noticed that heavy emphasis on the canine optical crystal and the specs provided by Fine Awards and a few others.
Yeah, it's incredibly popular.
What makes that specific material the gold standard for these high-end pieces, as opposed to just standard glass or regular crystal?
Well, it really comes down to the physics of light and the perception of value.
Okay.
K9 is a specific type of borosilicate crown glass. It is prized because it possesses an exceptionally high refractive index and incredible clarity.
Meaning it sparkles more.
Much more. It is virtually indistinguishable from diamonds or leaded crystal to the naked eye. But it doesn't have the toxic lead content.
Oh, that makes sense.
So when you place a K9 Crystal Award on a desk in a modern, well-lit office, it catches and fractures the light in a way that standard glass simply cannot replicate. It commands attention.
I love that.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, you have to consider the current fragmented corporate and academic landscape.
Meaning remote work and all of that.
Exactly. Remote work, digital communication, globalized teams. That is the norm. In that environment, a physical award carries a much heavier symbolic weight.
Because you rarely see your coworkers in person anymore.
Right. It isn't just a souvenir of a good quarter. It is a highly visible display piece that reflects the core values of the company issuing it.
So it has to look good on a home office bookshelf.
Yes. By moving away from loud, clunky designs and utilizing custom shapes with subtle, color-filled engravings on premium materials, companies are achieving something crucial.
Making something people actually want.
Precisely. They are creating an artifact the recipient desires to display in their home or on their desk. It becomes a point of pride and a conversation starter, rather than a piece of clutter they just hide in a drawer.
But isn't this hyper-personalization incredibly expensive for a company? especially one that might be scaling up to thousands of employees.
It can be, yes.
Because I saw mentions in the sources of LED illuminated acrylic trophies that literally glow from within.
Those are visually stunning.
And these hybrid awards that combine the heavy, premium look of crystal with the durability and lower cost of acrylic, that still sounds like a massive line item for an HR department.
It is a larger upfront investment, undoubtedly. However, the market research indicates that companies are no longer viewing these items as disposable party favors.
They're looking at the bigger return.
Exactly. They are calculating the ROI based on employee retention, brand alignment, and company culture.
That makes a lot of sense.
If you spend $20 on a plastic trophy that ends up in the trash, that is a pure loss.
100%.
But if you spend $200 on a stunning, multi-material hybrid aesthetic that makes an employee feel genuinely valued and it anchors their loyalty to the company for another 3 years, that is considered an incredibly efficient use of capital.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because the visual impact is just the surface layer of this evolution.
We haven't even touched on the tech yet.
Exactly. We were seeing a massive revolution with smart trophies. I'm talking about the integration of advanced digital technology right into the physical structure of the award.
This is where the industry completely transformed.
Diving into our tech sources, this integration actually started gaining serious public traction back at the 2020 Golden Globes.
Yes, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association partnered with a company called DigiC for that specific event.
Yeah.
They embedded NFC chips, which is near-field communication, directly into the base of the Golden Globe statuettes to allow for tap-and-go digital authentication.
So at the time, the primary goal was to prevent counterfeiting of a highly coveted item.
Strictly security, yes.
So fast forward to 2026, and the applications for this technology have exploded far beyond basic security.
Completely.
We're looking at sources from 3D printing companies like Trideo, and they are embedding these NFC tags into everyday corporate gifts and standard trophies. The physical object is now a portal.
The mechanics of how they are achieving this are quite fascinating.
It's not as simple as just dropping a chip in, right?
No, you cannot simply drop a radio chip into a block of metal or dense crystal and expect a smartphone to read it.
Why not?
The radio waves are easily blocked or scrambled by the dense materials. The engineering sources detail a specific sandwich architecture developed to solve this.
The sandwich architecture.
Yes. Manufacturers are engineering a precise, radio-transparent crystal window within the metal base of the trophy.
Oh.
The NFC chip is housed safely inside this cavity, allowing the radio signals from a smartphone to pass cleanly through the transparent window and interact with the chip without any interference from the surrounding metal housing.
That level of engineering for a standard corporate award is wild.
It shows how seriously they are taking this.
And when you tap your phone to that radio transparent window, it doesn't just verify that the trophy is real anymore. It opens a personalized YouTube video, a custom landing page, or a personal voice note from upper management.
It brings the award to life.
I was looking at the source from Crystocraft, and they combine 470 years of traditional Bohemia crystal heritage with this modern tech.
It's a brilliant juxtaposition.
They actually refer to their trophies as digital time capsules.
What's fascinating here is the psychological mechanism at play. Crystocraft uses a great term for this interaction: tactility.
Tactility, like tech and tactile.
Exactly. Think about the mechanics of memory in 2026. We are constantly swiping, scrolling, and tapping on flat glass screens.
All day long.
It is a frictionless, almost thoughtless process. But this technology requires a deliberate, physical action with a heavy, beautifully crafted object.
You can't just swipe it away.
Right. You have to pick up the crystal, feel its weight, and intentionally tap your device to it. It turns the act of remembering or the act of being recognized into a tactile ritual.
I really see how that changes the relationship to the digital content. You aren't just clicking a random link in an email from your boss that will get buried in your inbox an hour later.
No, not at all.
You are initiating a physical connection.
Precisely. And the examples Crystocraft highlights demonstrate the emotional power of this.
Like the personal ones.
Yes. Imagine a sculpted crystal rose that securely holds the digital audio of a couple's wedding vows.
That is beautiful.
Or a newborn's first words stored inside a crystal keepsake given to grandparents. In the corporate sector, they produce something called a CrystoCoin.
I saw that. What exactly is a crystal coin?
It's a premium crystal piece that an executive can tap to a client's phone to instantly share an interactive entire digital catalog.
Oh, so it replaces business cards and brochures.
Exactly. There's a beautiful contradiction in all of this that we shouldn't overlook.
What is the contradiction?
We live in an era of incredibly fleeting digital media. Videos, photos, texts, emails, they are ephemeral.
They just disappear into the cloud.
They are easily lost in the endless churn of cloud storage and device upgrades. But through this tactility, we are taking our most precious, intangible digital memories and actively anchoring them inside heavy, permanent physical objects.
We are giving them weight.
We are purposely giving physical weight and geographical permanence to the digital ether.
We are upgrading the digital footprint of these awards to make them last forever. But looking at the sources, it seems companies are simultaneously being forced to reckon with their physical footprint.
Yes, the environmental impact.
Buyers are no longer just asking what the trophy does, they are interrogating what it is made of and how it got to their desk.
Sustainability has become a non-negotiable metric for many modern organizations.
It has to be.
The logic is straightforward. Recognizing achievement cannot come at the expense of harming the planet.
The market data really backs that up.
It shows a massive spike in demand for alternative materials, like recycled glass, highly renewable bamboo, and reclaimed wood.
There is a company highlighted in our stat called Eclipse Awards that takes this to the extreme.
They are a fantastic case study.
They aren't just buying greener materials, they have completely overhauled their entire manufacturing process. They're entirely powered by green energy.
Using rooftop solar panels, right?
Exactly. Rooftop solar panels to run their solar laser engravers.
They are practicing the vertical integration of a sustainability ethos.
It's impressive.
They utilize salvaged big leaf maple wood, which means they are repurposing timber that has already fallen or been discarded, rather than driving demand for fresh logging.
And they do the tree planting program too.
Right. They extend the life cycle impact even further by planting 2 mangrove trees for every single award ordered.
2 trees for every award.
They have engineered the purchase of a trophy to be a regenerative process for the environment.
Now, how much of this is driven by genuine environmental concern versus corporate marketing?
That's always the question.
Right. If a company is buying these salvaged wood awards, are they doing it to save the trees or to save face?
It is inevitably a mixture of both, but we must deeply examine the corporate logic and the concept of corporate social responsibility, or CSR.
How does that play into the trophy buying?
Choosing a biodegradable trophy made by a solar-powered laser is a highly effective, highly visible signaling tool.
A signaling tool.
Consider the consequences of greenwashing in the modern corporate landscape.
When a company says they are green but aren't.
Exactly. If a company spends millions touting its commitment to carbon neutrality and environmental stewardship in its public marketing, but then hands its top-performing employees toxic, mass-produced plastic trophies shipped halfway across the world, that hypocrisy is immediately glaring.
It breeds instant cynicism among the exact people you were trying to motivate.
Exactly. It completely undermines the internal culture. The physical award sitting on the employee's desk is a daily reminder of whether the company's internal ethics actually match its external marketing.
So it's proof.
Yes. When the physical award itself is demonstrably eco-friendly, it protects and enhances the brand image. It proves to stakeholders, employees, and clients that the stated values are actually operationalized down to the smallest details of the supply chain.
So the physical footprint of the materials is shrinking, but based on the Data Insights market report we pulled, the market footprint of the industry itself is massive.
It is a booming sector.
Back in 2025, the custom trophy service market was already hitting $500 million, and it is projecting forward with a 7% compound annual growth rate.
A 7% growth rate in a mature, established industry is remarkably robust.
It's huge.
It indicates a fundamental shift in unit economics. As we discussed, they are no longer selling high volumes of cheap plastic figures. They are selling lower volumes of highly engineered, high-margin brand experiences.
And who is buying all of this?
This growth is being driven heavily by corporate spending, a massive post-pandemic surge in global sporting events, and a general consumer preference for hyper-personalization.
I was looking through the breakdowns of the top manufacturers meeting this demand, and I kind of expected to see a few massive monopolies.
Many people do.
But the landscape is surprisingly fragmented and highly specialized. How are all these different companies carving out their specific niches?
The market has segmented to serve very specific logistical and aesthetic needs.
Give me an example.
Well, The data highlights awards.com as the undisputed leader when a client requires massive scale and incredible speed.
Right, speed guys.
They have optimized their workflow to deliver full design proofs in 2 days, with shipping following shortly after. They are the logistical backbone for massive corporate rollouts.
When you need 1,000 awards next week.
Exactly.
Right.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, you have a company like Fine Awards, which handles boutique, high-end artisan pieces.
So the canine crystal we talked about.
Yes. When an organization needs a bespoke crystal artifact that looks museum quality, they go there.
The sources also mention some incredible heritage brands still dominating certain sectors. R.S. Owens is the legendary American manufacturer based out of Chicago.
A very famous name in the industry.
They cast the actual Oscar statuettes, so they effectively own the market on prestige and Hollywood-level legacy.
Absolutely.
But then the data pivots globally and highlights companies like MC Art Awards in China. Their catalog offers over 8,000 custom designs.
The scale of their catalog is unmatched.
And they are utilizing wildly unique materials like premium Carrara marble and Luli.
Luli is a fascinating material.
What exactly is it?
It is a beautiful, translucent gradient glass created through an ancient Chinese lost wax casting technique. The sheer variety available to a corporate buyer in 2026 is unprecedented.
But how does an HR director actually navigate that? If you are planning an annual corporate retreat, you might desperately want those stunning Luli glass pieces from MCR Awards because they fit your brand perfectly.
Right.
But if the awards banquet is next Friday, you cannot risk a crucial shipment getting delayed in customs for 3 weeks.
This raises an important question, and it reveals a crucial underlying tension in the industry right now. The constant tug-of-war between speed and craft.
Speed and craft.
You see this dynamic heavily emphasized in the EDCO Awards source materials.
Oh, right, EDCO.
EDCO makes a very strong, calculated case for the value of proximity and logistical control.
By keeping it in the U.S.
Yes. They emphasize it by keeping their manufacturing in-house within the United States. They can guarantee incredibly fast turnarounds, usually 3 to 5 days.
That is fast.
They contrast this directly against the traditional 3 to 4 week wait times and the inherent supply chain risks associated with outsourcing customized manufacturing overseas.
It's the classic project management dilemma of good, fast, cheap, pick two, but translated for this industry into craft, speed, scale.
Precisely. Any organization designing a recognition program today has to balance these competing desires.
They want it all.
They have the desire for hyper-customized, breathtaking, globally sourced materials that act as true art pieces. But they are strictly constrained by the harsh realities of corporate event planning.
The banquet starts at 7 p.m. whether the awards are there or not.
The event coordinator absolutely relies on lightning-fast, predictable domestic fulfillment to ensure the physical objects actually arrive on the podium before the CEO begins their speech.
So true.
Navigating that tension, delivering a deeply meaningful, customized artifact without sacrificing logistical reliability is the defining challenge for the most successful manufacturers in the 2026 market.
So what does this all mean if we zoom out and synthesize everything we've pulled from these sources today?
It's a lot to take in.
It is. The era of the generic, uninspired participation trophy is completely over.
Thankfully.
In its place, we have a booming, highly sophisticated industry creating customized, eco-friendly, tech-embedded artifacts. They are no longer just pieces of hardware handed out of obligation. They are complex objects designed to tell a specific brand story.
That is the ultimate takeaway. A trophy in 2026 is no longer a static marker of a past event.
Right.
It is an interactive, multi-sensory brand experience. It is an encrypted digital time capsule.
A tactility time capsule.
Exactly. It is a carefully engineered psychological tool designed to foster long-term emotional engagement and loyalty between the giver and the receiver, while aligning with the broader ethical and aesthetic demands of modern society.
It certainly makes you appreciate the incredible thought, engineering, and market dynamics hiding inside that heavy crystal object sitting on the executive shelf.
You'll never look at a trophy the same way again.
Definitely not. We want to thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. It's been a fascinating journey uncovering the hidden depths of something that once seemed so ordinary. But before we let you go, we want to leave you with a final provocative thought.
An implication of this technology to consider long after this discussion ends.
We've spent this time exploring how organizations are successfully turning physical awards into permanent digital time capsules through tactility and smart chips, anchoring our fleeting data into heavy, indestructible glass and metal.
Making it permanent.
But consider the long-term burden of this permanent digital memory. 50 or 100 years from now, when these indestructible crystal awards are passed down to our grandchildren or end up in antique shops, they will still contain those embedded chips.
That's wild to think about.
Will our future physical spaces become permanently crowded with the undeletable digital ghosts of our ancestors' corporate achievements and everyday milestones? It is a heavy question about the legacy of our data. We'll leave you to ponder that. Until next time.